for the one and only Mr. Jack PARNELL.
Is it a joke?
Have I got a couple of terrible jokes for you? Have I got a couple of terrible jokes for you? Guy goes into a pub, gets a pint of beer, and then suddenly he goes, "Hello, love. I'm down at the pub. I'm going to have a couple of drinks. I don't want any dinner. I'll see you later. All right, bye." And the barman says, "What the hell do you think you're doing?" He says, "No." He says, "New American technology." He says, "It's unbelievable." He says, "They put the little wires just under the skin." He's spitting on that barman says, "Come on." He says, "What's the number of this pub?" He says, 56831. Bring, 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 bring. And the barman says, "God, that's unbelievable." Oh dear, American technology. He says, "Yeah, fantastic." Anyway, the night goes on. Gets to the end of the night and the barman's pushing them all out. So, "Good night, Charlie. Good night, Harry. I wonder what happened to that fellow. I didn't see him leave." Anyway, he's clearing up. And he goes into the gents, and there's this fellow in the gents with his trousers down and his bum sticking out and a lot of toilet paper all over the place. And the barman says, "What the hell do you think you're doing?" He says, "I think I've got fax coming through." Kenny was talking about Nat Ganella. I heard somebody told me that they heard Nat do his little act, and this was one of his jokes. So I'm going to pinch it and pay homage to Nat with it. There's this fellow in the circus, and his friend says to him one day, he says, "Can I come and see you in the circus?" And the fellow says, "Of course you can." He said, "You can come backstage before the performance." He said, "Just speak to the stage doorkeeper." He says, "Ask for me." He said, "I'm with the elephants." So this fellow goes there and he goes in, he finds him, and when he finds him, this fellow's covered in elephant. Head to foot. And this man says, "What happened to you?" He says, "This is my job." He said, "I have to give the elephants an enema before the performance." He said, "Because we can't have them doing all that," he said, "in front of all the mothers and kids." He says, "And I have to be very quick." He said, "But sometimes I'm not quick enough." And his friend says, "That's the worst job I've ever heard of in my life." He says, "Why don't you do something else?" He said, "What, and leave show business?" I don't know anymore. Do I?
Yes.
Oh,
Put your brain in action.
yeah, I can't get the brain to work. I can't.
Like
No,
a
I can't.
computer, isn't it?
That's terribly old. It's nice though, yeah. Two ducks got married. Did you ever hear about that one? And the male duck, the drake, suddenly realised, you're in a honeymoon hotel, and he suddenly realised he hadn't got any condoms. So he ran down to the desk, and he said, "Send up," he says, 2 dozen oysters, a bottle of champagne on ice, he said, "and a condom." "Yes, sir." Knock on the door. Said, "Here you are, sir. 2 dozen oysters, bottle of champagne, and a condom. Shall I put it on your bill?" He said, "What do you think I am, a dummy pervert?" Irish fella goes into the shop and he says, "What's that?" And the shopkeeper says, "That is a thermos flask." He says, "Oh." He says, "Oh, what does that do?" He said, "That keeps things hot and it keeps things cold." "Ah," he said, "I think I'll have one of those." So he gets it, takes it to the building site, and his mate says, "Paddy, what's that you got there?" He said, "This is a thermos flask. He says, oh, what does that do? He said, it keeps things hot and it keeps things cold. He said, what have you got in it? He says, I've got an ice cream and a cup of tea. The trouble with me is you. It's a good song, Nat Cole song. I can't sing like Nat Cole, but him on the piano, he can play like it. Even better. The trouble with me is you. And the trouble with me is you. Taking you out, but you're taking me in. Calling it quits when I want to begin. It's easy to see that the trouble with me is you. Just when I know that my heart says go, you stop. Then when I start to feel high, you let me drop with a flop. You're brushing me off and you're leading me on. Tell me you'll stay and I find that you've gone. It's easy to see that the trouble with me is you. Why I'm feeling so blue, 'cause the trouble with me is you. Brian Lemon on the piano now. Yeah.